Hello and welcome to Birdeye Live, the show dedicated to the digital transformation of local businesses everywhere. I am your host, Justin Meredith, and join me as we learn from industry experts about the how and the why for taking your business online and claiming the most valuable real estate on the internet, that first page of Google. Now, thank you all for tuning in. We have an excellent episode planned for you today. And to kick things off, I'd like to introduce today's guest, Shaista Bharwani. She's a product marketing manager for us here at Birdeye and is joining us for her first ever appearance on Birdeye Live. Welcome, Shaista. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Justin. Thank you for the introduction, and I'm excited to be here today.
Yeah, well, we're excited to have you. And because this is your first time on Birdeye Live, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your experience, and how you arrived at Birdeye?
Yes, of course. So I started my career 14 years ago and spent the first 5 years in business research and writing with Forbes and with a strategy consulting firm before I made the switch into marketing. Since then, I've worked as a marketer with the NBA, DBS Bank, and a number of software companies. I've also been an entrepreneur. I tried my hand at building a restaurant loyalty platform and a beauty shopping platform in the past. And I've set up an e commerce venture 2 years ago. I've been with Birdeye for almost a year and a half. I love the tech space. I love B2B SaaS. And that's why I'm here at Birdeye. I enjoy helping businesses grow. And I think Birdeye is just the best platform for businesses to communicate better with their customers throughout the customer journey.
That's awesome. And you were already working on the restaurant loyalty platform and, generating
Yes.
more customer loyalty and that brand loyalty and getting people to come back to businesses is something that Birdeye does really well. And that's, sounds like you've been already in that game, well before you got to Birdeye. So that's awesome. And
Yes.
so in last week's episode, we were joined by our friend and colleague Abhishek, and we talked about how to get the most value from your customer feedback and how to get value beyond just your star rating. And he was telling us about Birdeye's insights and benchmarking tools, and they give you a deeper understanding of your customers' feedback. And this actually allows you to identify trends, areas of improvement, strengths and weaknesses even at the location level. So if you have 100 different
Yeah.
locations, you can understand what people are saying on the location level, but not even just by their star rating, but by the sentiment of how they're saying it and what they're saying in the review. And not only that, but you can also look at the sentiment and get those insights for your competitors as well, which can be an incredibly powerful capability to have on a local business, especially if you are in a very competitive market or area where you may have a similar business or product or service as your competitors. Being able to know what they're not doing well or what they are doing well could be extremely valuable. Now, exactly, having that ability would be absolutely incredible. Now, Shaista, in addition to customer reviews, because there's all different kinds of customer feedback outside of just reviews, another form that we didn't cover last week is customer surveys. And can you tell us what the value of a what the value that those provide for businesses?
Yes, definitely. So, with surveys, businesses can collect very pointed information from customers in a more private way. It allows businesses to ask specific questions and gather detailed feedback about particular aspects of their products or services. So, what this does is provide businesses with more actionable insights that will help them immediately improve their products, services, and customer experience. You can also control the questions you ask and the data you collect depending on how customers answer each question. So, this means that businesses can ensure they are gathering the information that is most relevant to their business goals and from the customers that are in their target market for the product or service they are collecting feedback on. And finally, surveys provide a private channel for customers to share their feedback, which may encourage them to be more honest and open in their responses, which is always good for the business because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for very candid feedback on how customers are feeling about your product, your services, how you deal with them, because it's not just the product or service you're selling, it's also the entire customer experience. And that's become very, very important today.
Mm. And with surveys, one thing that I appreciate about them is that you do get so much more in-depth feedback from a customer. It's much more pointed and directed. But one thing about it is that they are a lot harder to obtain, and they're not nearly as popular as, a normal online review like on Google or anything like that. So what
Yeah.
makes them difficult to obtain for a business?
Well, there's a few reasons for this. The first is technological barriers. If the survey is difficult to access or complete because of technological issues, customers are obviously less likely to respond. Like if your survey isn't opening up, or it gets stuck at a question, or there are any technical glitches, that's a big no no, because your customer doesn't have the patience to stay on. They are doing you a favor by giving you that feedback. So there's no way they're going to stick on to that survey if they're having issues completing it. Aside from that, there's also poor communication. So if your customers are not aware of the survey and why you're asking them to complete that survey, if they don't understand the purpose of it, they are obviously less likely to respond. Then there's poor survey design. That's also a huge issue, because if a survey is badly designed or difficult to complete, it can really frustrate customers and discourage them from completing it. I think we've all been through this, right? Where we want to share feedback, but it's just too difficult and life is just too busy, right, Justin?
Yeah.
So, a couple more reasons is lack of personalization, generic surveys that do not take into account the customer's specific interactions with the business will be less compelling for them to take the effort to answer. And finally, timing is also a big roadblock. If the survey that you send is sent too long after the customer's interaction with your business, they are not going to remember the details of their experience. And so either they're not going to be able to share the right kind of feedback that you need, or they may just not respond.
Mm.
So there you go. As long as a business keeps this in mind and ensures that these roadblocks do not exist, surveys can be a very helpful tool to really inform the strategy of your business and to help you grow faster.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think, these roadblocks that you highlighted hit the nail right on the head. If you're completing a survey, part of, an example of that poor communication that just came to my mind is if you don't know how long it's going to take to complete that survey,
Yeah,
not knowing, is this going to be a 40-minute thing with 50 questions and all this other stuff, or is this going to be a quick 10-question survey, on a scale of
exactly.
1 to 10, having that kind of communication to set the right expectation is such a big deal. And then similar
Yes.
with the technological barriers, it's actually very similar to a problem that a lot of businesses have with generating reviews, which is they're not making it easy. And, whether you're trying to ask your customer to find your business online by typing in your business name on their phone and finding the right location and doing all these other steps just to leave a review, that's going to prevent a lot of people from leaving one. And similarly with these surveys, if you make it difficult to access or, complete because of whatever technological reasons there are, it's going to kill your success rate. Now,
Yes.
so we've got these roadblocks, the lack of personalization, the timing is a big one that you just mentioned. So how do you overcome these challenges and to generate more survey responses?
Well, to overcome technological barriers, it's pretty easy. You can send your surveys via text, which has much higher open rates because it's an easy to use format for customers. They are on their phones 24/7, they're checking their text messages all the time, and they can access the link right through their mobile phones. You can also send pulse surveys, which is where your customer can respond within the text itself. So that is when you want to collect fast feedback. You have maybe just one or two questions about the customer experience, things like that. So that can, in fact, that's the best kind of survey because it's so easy for customers to respond. They just have to send like a number back. You say, okay, rate us from 1 to 5. They can just send 2. So it's quick and it's easy. Aside from that, you can personalize your survey message so that customers feel special and they feel like their feedback really matters to you. This will definitely increase customer participation. It's also very important to design your survey well. Make it very clear at the start what the survey is for, what kind of information you will collect, how long it is, like you said, because people are not going to sit down for a survey if they have that inertia that, where they're thinking, okay, this may be a 20-minute survey and I'm going to spend my effort and time trying to fill it out, but I won't be able to complete it. So make sure you communicate that it's a 5-minute survey, it's a 3-minute survey, or a 10-minute survey. And also include guiding notes for questions so that you make it easy for customers and help them spend less time on deciphering the survey and how they need to answer the questions correctly. So, aside from that, I think also to get more responses, it's very important to send a request to all your customers. Uh, Birdeye surveys actually helps with all of this, and it makes it so easy to design surveys the way you need it and distribute it to all your customers very easily.
Yeah, I think that's a big one right there, is asking all of your customers for a survey.
Mhm.
Mostly because how else are they gonna leave you one,
Yeah,
if you don't ask them? And so, and to
exactly.
me, it's always a numbers game, right? And so the more customers you ask, the higher chance you have of receiving a response.
Definitely.
And so that's one of the biggest keys that I have found, especially even with generating reviews, just asking your customers for a review, for a survey, and just giving them the ability to do that. And then,
Yeah.
going back into making it super easy for them, maybe with the text, where they can just respond with 2 out of 5 or whatever it may be.
Mhm.
Now, I had mentioned that, surveys are really great because you can get some deep level insights and some really awesome feedback and information from your customers. But more specifically, what sort of insights can you get from surveys?
Oh, Birdeye Surveys has a great AI-based insights engine that can make the data you receive super organized and actionable. So it helps you identify areas of improvement. It also stack ranks your different locations if you have, multiple branches of your business around. And it also lets you slice and dice responses from your survey so that you can find the exact data that you're looking for. It's very comprehensive. It covers pretty much everything that you need. It'll also show you how many responses you've got over time. And yeah, you can pick up any question from the survey and you can break down that data to find exactly what you need.
That's awesome. And so with that, that AI-based insights engine, is that able to kind of give you a deeper understanding of what that person is saying when they're submitting their answer in the survey, more of that sentiment, or that, kind of giving you that deeper understanding of like, okay, this customer had a great experience because of X, Y, and Z. Whereas, like a normal review, they just say, okay, they had a 5-star experience because they gave us 5 stars, but we don't really know anything else past that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, what it helps you do is if you say if you have like 200 responses and you want to know the complete breakdown for question number 3 on your survey, you want to know how many people have responded, how many people have picked the first answer, the second answer, you can break it down that way. If you just want to look at 4 questions that are focused on customer service, say you have a survey that's got like 20 questions, out of which 4 are focused on your customer service and maybe 4 are squarely focused on your product. So if one team is analyzing product related answers, another team is looking at customer service related answers, you can segregate that information, you can break it down, you can slice it and dice it the way you need to. That's what it helps you
Awesome.
do.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So, thank you so much for that information. Where can people go to learn more about this? And maybe even learn how to generate more surveys, or what they can do to kind of improve their survey program.
Well, you can check out, anyone who wants to know a little more about Birdeye surveys can check out the surveys page on the Birdeye website. It will give you a full breakdown of how Birdeye surveys can help your business collect customer feedback and generate more responses from your surveys. And then we also have a lot of articles in our help section that give you information on how to use Birdeye surveys. We have a blog that will give you tips and tricks on how to better compose your surveys and how to get more responses. So yeah, check out the Birdeye surveys page, check out our blog, check out our support center, and you can get all the information you need on surveys.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for our website. We're currently revamping it. We're doing some really cool things. The surveys page is great. It gives you any kind of information you need. You can look at your own industry. You can have a deeper understanding of like, okay, how would actually this help me and my kind of business? So it's really, really great. I definitely recommend checking out all the great resources on our website. And if you make your way over to the webinars page, you will see that we have an upcoming webinar on May 11th, which is the next installment of our local search expert series. And this one's going to be a really fun one because we are going to be joined by a live panel of SEO experts. Ben Fisher, Steve Wiedemann, and Lily Ray are going to come together for a live panel, and we're going to just talk about artificial intelligence and how it's going to impact your SEO, whether that's with AI generated content, if you're using it to write blogs or create images. We're going to figure out and really kind of dive into what's going to happen. How is that going to impact your ranking? How does Google feel about AI generated content? How can you use AI generated content to help your business and your web presence? We're gonna take a look at everything from every angle, so you don't want to miss that one. Hopefully we can get that link in the comments as well. If not, you can check it out on our website. That'll be on May 11th, and it'll be live, and so you can join and listen and ask our panelists your questions. So you don't want to miss it. So be sure to sign up and join us for that. But it does look like that is about the end of our time today. Thank you so much for joining us today, Shaista. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on, and I look forward to having you again on soon.
It was my pleasure too, Justin. Always happy to share information that can help businesses grow. And I think you have a great session coming up next time as well. So
yeah,
looking forward to watching that.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. And hopefully we can have you back on, because, I mean, this is your first time on Birdeye Live, and I think you were great, and you gave us all kinds of great information. So you might want to keep your email open. I might be sending you another request to have you back on soon.
For sure. Awesome. Definitely. Well, thank you, Justin.
Yeah, thank you to everyone for tuning in. Remember to check out that surveys page and to sign up for that webinar. And be sure to click the follow button on LinkedIn, or if you're watching us on YouTube, to stay up to date on all things digital marketing, SEO, online reputation management. We like to talk about it all here, and a lot more. So, but that's all we have for today. We'll see you next time on the next episode of Birdeye Live.
Birdeye makes creating a stellar online reputation, improving customer experience, and growing your local business a breeze. Packed with easy-to-use scalable tools, our all-in-one platform is ready to power your entire digital operation. Automated review generation and reputation monitoring? Check. Accurate listings across hundreds of online directories? Check. Messaging across web chat, text, social, and Google? Check. Digital payments, surveys, and insights to improve customer experience? Check, check, and check. And our platform is designed for local businesses of any size. So whether you have 1, 10, or 1,000 locations, you can be sure Birdeye can help you grow. Birdeye, the #1 reputation and customer experience platform trusted by more than 80,000 local businesses.